It is finally the NFL playoffs, a long-awaiting season. But we are back.
We're here. Playoff time. Let's go.
I just want a good Super Bowl. That's all that matters.
I think you're going to get a good Super Bowl, and I think you're going to get some amazing playoff games. These playoffs coming up on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday are going to be some close games. And I honestly think this wildcard round is going to be the closest games that we get.
So let's get into these predictions, Phoenix. Let's do it.
Yeah. So me and Priest are going to be predicting every single game this weekend on the wild card weekend. So we're going to kick things off in the AFC division. You have the number 5 Browns taking on the number 4 Texans. Priest, who do you got in this game?
This is the second time in 20 years the Browns have had a home field playoff game. And you look back in week 16 of the regular season, the Browns played the Texans and they won 36-32, but they didn't have CJ Stroud. And the Browns have the best defense. So a CJ Stroud back, watch the Texans dominate the Browns week 1. They are the dark horse team in this playoff.
Yeah. The one thing I love about the Texans is CJ Stroud. Who doesn't? He is undoubtedly the rookie of the year. He has a very, very good shot of being the offensive player of the year. But it's not just him that's great on this team. It's their running game too. You have Devin Singletary, who came over from the Bills, and he has 1 fumble this season. 1 fumble. And that, you know what that tells me? Is that they're taking care of the ball. Not only that, the Texans take risks. In a win or go home game, week 18 in Indianapolis, in the first play of the game, you take a deep shot for a 75-yard touchdown. You know what that means? They're not scared. They are going to take risks against arguably probably the top 3 defense in the entire NFL. I'm going to rock with you. I think the Texans are going to take it.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good game, but I think CJ Stroud is a GOAT, and I think there's a lot of belief there down in Houston. So, all right, we're 1-for-1 in this first game. Moving on to the next game, which is actually going to be a super interesting game because of how the seeding all shook out. But the Miami Dolphins are going to be visiting the Kansas City Chiefs. And before we get into that, Priest, the projected weather is -5 degrees in Kansas City.
Come on. You don't get the snowstorms in Miami. So this is an easy pick for me right here. The Kansas City Chiefs, they played each other, the Dolphins, back in week 9. And the Chiefs won 21-14. But this snow game possibility, Kansas City, rocking with them.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, and with all the injuries Miami has faced this whole season, I like the Dolphins, but this season was just it pained me. It hurts me to see the way the end of the season has gone. So I'm gonna rock with the Chiefs, though.
I'm gonna disagree. I still believe in Miami. You want to talk about a team that is very underplayed the last 4 or 5 games of the season? Tua hasn't looked good. He's thrown 2 interceptions in the last 2 games, and it's tough to see that because they have such amazing talent in Tyreek Hill. But I'm believing in them. I think they're due. I think they're due for a good, complete game. I believe that the Miami Dolphins are going to come to this game with a chip on their shoulder and are going to get after Patrick Mahomes because, let's be honest, Patrick Mahomes hasn't had the season that everyone thought they were going to have. He's thrown 17 interceptions. You want to talk about Tua Tagovailoa having all these interceptions and all these mistakes? He still has 4 interceptions less than Patrick Mahomes this year. So I think that I think they're going to do it. All right, moving on to the last game in the AFC this week. This game is going to be an interesting game. Not really. You have the number 7 seed Steelers visiting the Bills in Buffalo.
Hey, we're just going to get a round of applause to the Steelers for making it in the first place, but they're going to get a first-round exit, so see you later. The Bills are 7-1 at home field advantage. Josh Allen has played them 4 times and has beat them 3 times. The Bills haven't lost since November 26, 2023 against the Philadelphia Eagles. And after that, they have hit their prime. They are in their prime right now, and they are a Super Bowl caliber team. So I am rocking with Bills Mafia. Buffalo Bills.
The Bills are just hot right now.
Yeah.
They are hot. They're riding a 5-game win streak. And not only just 5 games against some bummy teams. I mean, they beat Kansas City. They beat Dallas. They beat Miami. You're talking about 3 playoff caliber teams that have a chance to go to the Super Bowl, and you're beating them now? And then what a performance it was last week. Josh Allen didn't play great, but they won. They found a way to win, and that's what this Bills team is going to do. They are going to find any way to win. And just for the Steelers, it's tough. TJ Watt just today broke news he's out this weekend. So that's one player gone. And you have this QB position where they're flirting around with 3 different quarterbacks this year. It's hard. I like Mike Tomlin. I think he's a great coach. I think he's here to stay. But the Steelers have no chance against the Bills. Yeah. So I'm taking the Bills too. I think it's going to be big too. I think they're going to win by a lot. So hopefully. Interesting. Yeah. So we only have one disagreement in the AFC. But moving on to the NFC, this game is going to be insane. I truthfully believe that.
No, this is the toss-up matchup.
This is a toss-up matchup. On paper, it does not look like it, but I truthfully think it's going to be. And it's the 5 seed Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Tampa with Baker Mayfield and company. Priest, what do you think's going down in this game?
Man, the Eagles are struggling this year. Coming off a nice record last year, 14-3, but the Eagles have been to the Super Bowl before, and this is the playoffs, man. All you got to do is win 4 games. Forget the regular season. If you're the Eagles, forget what you did this season. Focus on winning 4 games, and they have a nice matchup against the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers have been slugging it out this year, I would say.
To say the least.
It's all about experience, man, and Philadelphia has the experience. Baker with his first year, I believe, in the Buccaneers, and it's tough. They're playing in Tampa Bay, though, so you got the home field advantage, but Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, they're too good, so rocking with the Eagles.
They're too loaded, and that's the issue I have. It's like, how can you start off 10-1 and then lose 5 out of the last 6 games with that team? And my question coming into this game is, are the Eagles still the same Eagles as last year? Everyone's comparing them. It's the exact same team as last year. But are they the same team? Is the chemistry there? Did they get complacent when they're 10-1? That's the question. But on the flip side, there's another question is, can Tampa Bay put enough points up on the board to win this game? Because you can know Jalen Hurts and company can go out and put up 35, 40 points. But can Baker Mayfield do that? In a game that they had to win to make the playoffs last week, they won 9-0 against the worst team in the NFL and the Carolina Panthers. So that's the biggest question coming into this game. But I think, truthfully, Baker Mayfield's kind of due. He's due for a spotlight game. Don't forget, he led the Browns to a playoff win in Pittsburgh. He's had the experience in the playoffs, and I truthfully think that the Bucs have been going on a decline, but this might be their burn moment. This might be their burn moment game. I'm not going to say they're going to go and win the Super Bowl this year, but I think they have a very good chance to beat the Eagles just because it's mental now. It's like in golf when you started out with a birdie and then the next 3 holes, you got 3 bogeys in a row. You're like, whoa, what just happened? And that's what the locker room is like right now. So I'm going to take the Tampa Bay Bucs. I think they're going to do it. They're the underdog in this game, but I truthfully think that they're going to do it.
I just don't think they have enough firepower to beat the Eagles.
All right, but moving on to the next game, you have the Los Angeles Rams visiting the Detroit Lions. Bruce, what do you think's going on in this game?
It's sad because I have a bunch of teams that I'm rooting for. Texans, Lions, freaking, I don't even know, other team. Just us, Bills, I guess. But the Lions have their first home field playoff game, and it's been 30 years. The place at Ford Field in Detroit will be absolutely rocking. And the Lions, to say the least, they are hungry. They are hungry to win. Coming off a 2022 season, whenever you finish 3-13, and to come out last year, almost make the playoffs, had a positive record, and to go out this year, yes. I am rocking with the Lions. The Rams, they're all right this year. Not the best.
I don't know.
I feel bad. I'm just dissing on
Yeah.
that right now.
Priest
But
is hating on
Lions.
her.
We're going Lions.
Yeah, obviously he's rooting for the Lions now. But don't discredit these Los Angeles Rams, man. They are hitting their stride, and it's at the perfect time. Sean McVay won a Super Bowl. Matthew Stafford won a Super Bowl. Now you have Cooper Kupp, who won a Super Bowl, who is now back and healthy. And just to top things off, you have Nakua, who just set the rookie season record for most touchdowns and most receiving yards. I think Los Angeles is going to do it. You want to talk about such a great season for Dan Campbell and the Lions, but the one issue I have is, can Jared Goff take care of the ball? Can he? Yes, he's second in passing yards this year, but he's also top 5 in interceptions. Los Angeles Rams. They're going to do it, man. I'm telling you, they're going to do it. But moving into this last game of the NFL wildcard, you have the number 7 Packers visiting the Dallas Cowboys. Bruce, what do you got going down in this game?
It's because I'm a Washington fan, so I'm just gonna throw it out there. I'm picking the Packers. Okay, fine. You want me to go deeper into
go
this?
deeper
Phoenix? I will
into
go
it.
deeper into this. Jordan Love. Gosh, where do I begin? He is top 5 best quarterback this year in the NFL, hands down. That dude plays with swagger, confidence. And to round it up, the Packers have all the confidence in the world. And we know the Dallas Cowboys. We know that they fold in the playoffs. Look at last year and the year before. Come on now. Dak, Prescott, if you want to win the playoff, you better wake up, pal. But can Dallas get lucky? That's the thing I run into. They're playing in Dallas too, so they're going to have AT&T Stadium absolutely going bananas. It's the playoffs. But I just don't think they're a good playoff team. It's the only thing.
For the Packers to win, they are going to have to make it a low-scoring, grueling game.
You just got to run the ball down.
The Packers, you want to talk about Jordan Love? Yes, he's having a great season. Top 5 quarterback this year is a crazy statement. That is not true. You want to talk about, he threw for 315 yards last week, but they only put up 17 points. You can't put up 17 points in a playoff game against a Dak who is first in touchdowns this year and second in QBR. You want to talk about one of the best seasons that Dak has ever had? And this is coming from a Washington fan. This is coming from a fan who's played him twice this year and got blown out twice. But give Dak his credit. He's played an unbelievable season this year. And I truthfully think it's going to carry on into this playoffs. They're averaging 40 points at home, and I just don't see the Packers being able to put nearly 40 points on the board. So I think this is a clear game. I think Dallas runs away with this pretty early.
No, you'll be shocked. Think about this. Jordan Love threw for 315 yards.
But they only put up 17 points against the Bears.
In Green Bay, when your hands are frigid,
it doesn't matter.
You don't throw the ball that well.
Aaron Rodgers would have done better. You're talking about someone who's playing in Green Bay for 15 years plus. Come on, dude. Come on. You can't put up 17 points in a playoff game and expect to win like he did last week.
It wasn't even a playoff game. What do you mean? The Bears are good this year. They turned out very good, better than I thought.
7-10, yeah, that's real good.
Yeah. What were they earlier to start off the season? 1-5, something like that.
Yeah, because the one is against the Redskins.
Don't talk about that. No,
yeah.
Jordan.
No,
you expect? No, this is Jordan Love's era. He is here. He is here to prove something, and they will beat the Cowboys. The Cowboys choke in the playoffs, and we all know that. So I'm rocking with the Packers.
All right, well, we'll see. But that's going to do it from this video. Me and Priest disagreed on more games than I actually thought. I thought it was going to be pretty clear cut. We both took some underdogs, but let us know in the comments who you guys got this weekend. You have 6 amazing games. Truthfully, I think every game is going to be great, and I'm super excited for this weekend. But like always, like, comment, and subscribe at the Burn Factory Podcast. We'll see you guys for the recap show. Peace.